and today I'm excited to interview real estate industry leader Rick Fuller and one of his incredible buyer specialists, Marcos Fernandez. Marcos is new to the team, and so today I would love to focus on the Rick Fuller team model and how it positions new agents for success. So Rick, I would like to actually start with you. Can you tell me how you met Marcos and how he reflects the qualities that you're looking for in a team member?
Thanks, Christina. Hi, Marcos. Thanks for being on the call. Marcos is just a real asset to the team. Marcos has decades of experience. He was with AT&T for over 15 years as a sales manager. And what we really appreciate about Marcos brings a lot to the table. Marcos is a person of great integrity. Marcos is a person that understands customer service. And that's critical because most people don't buy and sell very often, and they never forget their last move. So everything we do as a real estate team is designed to provide them the kind of experience they're excited to tell a friend about, and Marcos does an exceptional job. But probably what I appreciate most about Marcos, he's very professional. What Marcos tells you he's going to do, he's going to do. If he tells you he's going to show up, he's going to be there. And you can trust that whatever he does, it'll be done with full integrity. So Marcos and I have known each other for several years, and I've known his entire family. And it's just really a joy to be able to work shoulder to shoulder with Marcos.
Mm-hmm. So Marcos, Rick mentioned that you worked for AT&T. Can you tell us a little bit about the career that you had before you became a realtor and why you chose to change careers?
So I was with AT&T, yes, for 15 years. The biggest thing, we ran like a store. So I was a sales manager for the store level. We had interaction with customers on a daily basis, and I had my sales reps. And our biggest concern was taking care of the customer. You came in with an issue or you need something to get done, we were going to be there for you, help you every step of the way. And that's one of the things that I can relate to the real estate business, because we're here for the client, and whatever questions or needs they might have, we're going to give them the resources and tools to help them accomplish that home buying experience.
Mm-hmm. And so why did you change from AT&T to become a realtor?
You know, it wasn't like by choice per se. There were a lot of cutbacks at AT&T. So, you know, I was one of the many cutbacks. It was like 3,000 people that got laid off during that time. Mm-hmm. And I had the opportunity to stay at home with my two daughters, which was really nice. They were at the time 2 and 4. So, you know, for 2 years, I was just able to spend time with them, watch them grow, help them, teach them, create that bond with them at a young age. But as time went on, you know, it got to a point where like they're getting older, they're starting school, you know, they're kind of like doing more things. And, you know, while we're talking about it, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I love helping people, you know, and I've done the retail part of it, the management part of it, but there's got to be something different out there that I can, you know, get into. And real estate popped in my mind because, for one thing, I love talking to people. I love, you know, helping them and resolve their issues, and be it small or big. And real estate gives me opportunity to kind of showcase what, you know, I can give to them in terms of like resources and knowledge and the helpfulness. So I think that real estate became an integral part of, you know, I was looking at Zillow, like what was available, and I was looking at, you know, where to take classes and so forth. So me and my wife decided, well, let's look into real estate. And it just happened to be that one of Rick's realtors was a good friend of my wife's, and she came over for dinner and talked about Rick Fuller and the team and how everything works, and invited me to one of the team meetings. So I ended up going to the meeting, and I was so impressed. I mean, everything was so high energy, informative. There was a clear line of communication. Everyone was on the same page. And I'm a very analytical person, so I love that kind of stuff. And from the get-go, I was like, okay, I'll come to another meeting just to make sure it was like a one-time thing. But it was the same thing the next week. And I was like, oh, wow, this is very impressive. And everybody was like, there wasn't like a sense of competition in terms of like, you know, me. It was all about what we can do for our clients. So I was just impressed. And, you know, I jumped on board, enrolled in classes, you know, took my tests, passed, and, you know, and here I am. So I'm here to, you know, help my clients, you know, achieve their home buying, and basically do what we can to help them through that process. And that's where I'm at.
I love
Christina,
that.
I'll add one comment. one of Marcos's first clients, we were working together, and they called me the day that they got the keys. Marcos must have just delivered the keys to the home. And they said, we so enjoyed and appreciate the ability to work with Marcos. He was so professional. He helped us every step of the way. I don't think they knew it was Marcos's first transaction when he first got started in the business. It didn't matter to them because he did such a great job. And then from there, he's just grown and really matured in the industry beautifully. So he's just a real gem for the team.
Well, Marcos, your story is so inspirational because it is scary to change careers, especially when you have kids and a family to support. So, Rick, you recently told me that a lot of your new members, your new team members, are leaving their professions and are starting out fresh with a career in real estate. Can you tell me a little bit about how you helped them through this transition?
Well, Christina, what you and I were talking about is we had recently had several new team members join the team, various roles. And they were in an industry for over 20 years. And they were successful in that industry. Marcos, 15 years at AT&T, very, very successful. And we had seen several others that 20 years in one industry, 20, 25 years in another business. What they found is that some of their goals, their lifelong goals pertaining to retirement or even kids' college education, it was very difficult for them to do that in that environment. And so the real estate environment gave them the opportunity really for two things. It gave them the opportunity to have an unlimited income. There's really no glass ceiling on your income in real estate. And then the second thing that it gave you in real estate is a flexible schedule. Before the call, Marcos was just talking about, hey, my kids are on a field trip today. Awesome, like you should be there. And a corporate world environment, you're getting up in the morning, driving to the BART train, you're on BART, then you're going to San Francisco, you take Muni or Uber, whatever, and now you're at the Embarcadero buildings all day, and then you come home, you left it at 6 a.m., you're not getting home till 8 p.m. Makes it very difficult for you to be a part of those school field trips, those basketball games, and those things that, frankly, really matter most. Now, most people, and the people you talked about that had 20 plus years of experience in their current industry who've made the transition over to real estate, they join for a flexible income, a flexible schedule and unlimited income. But honestly, what we're finding is that they stay in the real estate industry because of the joy of helping people. They discover that when they pass on the keys to a first-time home buyer or help a seller transition from one home to the next smoothly, that it brings them an immense amount of joy and satisfaction. There's just something about the word home. Like if you go on vacation and you come home and you open the door, the moment you step into your house, you're home. Now it may be a messy home, it may be a mess, but you walk in, it's your home. When you're at home, there's a sense of peace, right, about being home. There's a place where we put our Christmas tree, our flat screen TV, and there's a place where we just do life around the dining room table. Regardless, it's all at home. And when you're a real estate specialist, you have the opportunity to make that impact. And that impact today in the San Francisco Bay Area and Sacramento County, it's not just to the buyer who's buying the home, but to the buyer's children. And often today in the Bay Area, it's generational families. So it might be the buyer and their children that you're making an impact. It might be the buyer, the children, and the grandparents or aunt and uncle. They're all living together in one home. It's very, very common today. And so you're really making an impact. And so people make this transition from one career to the next for the flexible schedule and the unlimited income, but they stay with the joy of handing out those keys to a first-time home buyer, helping someone transition from one home to the next.
Mm-hmm. And real estate seems complicated as you're talking about making a house into a home and selling real estate. So Marcos, can you tell me a little bit about the support systems that Rick has in place? Because in such a complicated career, it can seem overwhelming. So how are you transitioning? How are you learning all the systems and the processes? And what makes this team different?
One of the best things about the Rick Fuller team is they give you a solid foundation. to get established in the business. They're going to give you the tools and resources to connect with people, create your contact list, the resources for, forums and how to do things. And you have coaches that will help you every step of the way. They even have training for the beginners. You team up with people, you role play, you do open houses together. So you're not just left out there by yourself. It's a team effort. And the more you experience that, the more you learn, and you learn from different people, not just one individual. So you get different perspectives of how they do things. And everybody's different, but at the end of the day, we want to take care of the client and want to make sure that we do the best that we can for them and make sure that they understand every step of the way. So it's really important how it works. And we have our weekly meetings that give us insightful information about the market, how everything's working, the trends, where people are buying, where people are selling, why people are buying and selling. So it's very important to know your business and how it's going to be relatable to the client, because you need to know what they're looking for and the best way you can find that resource for them, because not every client's the same. Some people have families, some people don't. Some people just work all day. They maybe just want something smaller. So it just depends on the family and the individuals.
Mm-hmm. So Rick, you are my real estate expert. So if someone is worried about market fluctuations and intense competition in real estate, and they're worried about starting a career in real estate, what would you say to them?
Well, let's start first with the intense competition. Really, there is only one competitor in real estate, and it's the person in the mirror. Like, the person that you're competing with is you. It's you being better. You don't have to be a person of discipline where you get up at 5 a.m. and you work till 10 p.m. Like, I'm not saying that, but you do need to be a person of select disciplines. There are certain things that you do that when you do them, they produce great results. What we found is there are 3 things that you can do, especially when you're new to the industry. And if you do them, 97% of the things follow suit. We also found that 97% of the things that most real estate agents do, especially those that are not on our team, it's a waste of time. It's a distraction. It causes them to be unproductive. It is counterproductive. And so we really focus our energy on those 3% that generates 7% of the results. Now, when it comes to market fluctuation, here's an interesting thing. Some people I've heard say, we're in a good market or we're in a bad market. Here's what we've discovered. There is not a good market. There is not a bad market. There are only different markets. So the key is not to view it as a good market or a bad market. The key is to view it as a different market. And when it's different, the location of the opportunities change. There was a book written many years ago by a gentleman by the name of Ken Blanchard. He wrote a book called Who Moved My Cheese? The idea is that in a market, your cheese is being moved. It's being moved from one location to the next, and it's constantly being moved. Well, that's the best example of market fluctuation. So real estate agents that go to where the old cheese was, they find that there are no more cheese there. A lot of mice, very few little cheese. So what we teach is that you have to be flexible enough to look at where the new opportunities are. Listen, we don't skate to where the puck is. We skate to where the puck is going. So we look and navigate where the market is. We anticipate what's going to be of value to our clients and what they're looking for, and then we make sure we get there before anyone else. And that's part of being a real estate team that allows us to do that, because we have several team members, marketers, and concierge that are all working to say, that's where the market's going, that's what our customers need, let's get there so that our team members have lots of opportunities.
That's brilliant, and that's why you are the expert I go to. Thanks, Rick. So Marcos, let's rewind to a year or 2 ago when you're thinking about making this transition. What would you tell yourself then about making this transition, and what do you wish you would have known to make things less scary?
I would have told myself, do it faster, to do it sooner. The biggest thing, it's always, for me, it's always learning. I'm always learning something new every day, every week, because as things come up, you're going to learn. And you have to have an open mind about change, to be adaptable because what's good in one area might not be good in a different area. So for me, it's just about learning and growing and also sharing that information. So like I share things with my team's members and let them know like, hey, I found this out. This is how it works. If you have any questions, let me know and we can, figure it out together. I think Rick has a great saying that, smartest people in the room is the people in the room. So I think that's great because collectively we can resolve more things together and, help each other out more.
Mm-hmm. So Rick, as we conclude, what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about starting a career in real estate, and how can you help them, and how can your team help them during this change of career?
So the number one suggestion that I would make is join a real estate team. Life is too short to do it by yourself. Now, of course, I'm biased. I love our team and our team members like Marcos. We're not the only team, but join a real estate team. What we found is that you can go fast by yourself, but you go far with others. And so having others along with you, there's a synergy, and it's not an addition. Marcos and me and Christina, it's not an addition, it's like a multiplication. We're able to do a lot more when we have the right people on the bus, in the right seats, and working on the right assignments, and then we're trying to take that bus to where the market's going. And if we put that in the right perspective, joining a real estate team can provide you those resources. It can provide you the tools and the systems and the support. Number one comment, Christina, you and I have done these interviews multiple times. We do one almost every week with a team member. And the dominant comment that comes up in these interviews is we have a lot of support. Whether it be you're a new team member and you have a lead, that lead is guiding you through your first 5 transactions. And then Marcos has a coach, and that coach is going to be with him throughout the entirety of his career, coaching and guiding and helping him. And he's got a broker that's available and a transaction coordinator that's provided on every single transaction. And he's got a concierge that's assigning him opportunities, or a marketing team that's marketing on his behalf, an operations team making sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. So all of that provides the support so that we can do more together than we could ever do on our own. Team, the acronym that we use is together, everyone achieves more. And so I would say join a real estate team. If you want to learn more about our team, we have several videos that you can watch, and we do occasional events that you can be a part of. You can learn more at whyacareerinrealestate.com, whyacareerinrealestate.com, and you'll learn more about what a career in real estate looks like. Again, we have these videos with other team members. This one with Marcos and several other team members, so you can watch other team members' experience. Some of those team members, like Marcos, been on the team for a very short period of time. Others have been with me for over 10 years. Some of them have been in the industry for over 20 years. And so these discussions can kind of give you an idea of what others have been through, and how they've successfully made that transition.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Rick and Marcos, for your time, your thoughts, your experience, your insights. I've made several career changes in my life, and it's not for the faint of heart, especially when you have kids. So it's amazing to hear about the support that Rick Fuller and his team have. Few companies have it that I know of, just from the experience, the professionalism, and the heart that's in this team. So again, you can go to rickfuller.com/careers to apply to join the team, or you can go to rickfullerinstitute.com to learn about getting a real estate license. Please comment below. I'd love to answer any questions you may have. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.